Hello and bienvenue. I am Joker, the Full Metal Joker. Now, before we get started with the topic at hand, I'd like to let you know two things. One, if you do not like what has to be said, please remove yourself from this video. Two, everything I have to say is mostly opinion-based, with a lining of truth. But if you feel like I'm wrong in certain areas, or I need more information than others, please feel free to contact me. You should already know how to do this by now. With that being said, the topic I have to cover today is a rather controversial one, but hey, this wouldn't be a Full Metal Joker video if it wasn't somewhat controversial. Now, what am I talking about? If you've been keeping track with social media like Facebook and whatnot, you'll see these articles that show up talking about these children that have died in Border Patrol care. Now, first of all, before we go further, my heart goes out to these families that have lost their sons and daughters. And I wish none of that to anyone. No one should see their children die. Now, for those of you that solely blame our Border Patrol for it, you are not only wrong, but willfully ignorant. Now, why am I saying that? Well, you need to look at the bigger picture. Look at where these people come from. They come from places where if you're at the bottom of the pile, the bottom of the heap, the medical care is abysmal. So there's a good chance they were sickly from the get-go. Two, their parents, knowing that the chances that their child could be in peak physical conditions, walk them through practically desert-like conditions, not giving them sustainable food, water, clean water, healthy foods. So there's also, with that, there's a chance they could have caught something. There could have been a chance if they weren't healthy from the get-go, it could have worsened their conditions. There's that case. And probably, most likely, looking at how these countries are and how they were trying to illegally bring their families across the border, those factors could have played a part. And by the time that our Border Patrol got to them, by the time that they could do anything, it was too late, and they were doing the best they could to stabilize them. Now, if it happens to be a case where they were actually hurting these children, which I obviously think that's BS, then yes, they should be put on charges. Yes, there should be some kind of investigation. But again, looking at all the factors, looking at all the evidence, this is not the case. And the fact that people are using these children's deaths to push a narrative is wrong and sick. You should be mourning the loss of these children. You should be helping out these families. You should not be using this to go orange man bad. Now, believe me, I am no firmly Trump supporter. I chose him because obviously Trump is better than Hillary. Quite frankly, it seems like a case with elections where you choose two bad people or two people that aren't really qualified for the job, and you pick the one that's more qualified. And obviously Trump has been better. Looking at what's been going on now, despite having Congress and whatnot, going against him on every turn. He's been fulfilling promise after promise, except for the border wall, which isn't completely his fault, but he needs to push that even further. But again, I digress. You individuals that are not helping these families cope with their loss, but instead use this to push a narrative that we need to open our borders and accept people. No. I already did a video on that. I'm not going to talk about that again. But no. Personally, like I've said, we need to close our border. We need to make it so it's a deterrent where they don't want to come through the border, where they want to do it the legal way. Because then, if these families would have done it the legal methods, they would have done it the right way, these children would have been alive today. And here's a little something a lot of people don't even talk about that blame our border patrol. Mexico was offering these people that, hey, you can stay in our country. Make sure your family's okay. Stay here. We'll take you. But they said no. So, again, please, before you sit here and automatically accuse people of something bad that has happened, please step back. Look at the bigger picture. With that being said, if you enjoy this video, if you enjoy the content that I produce, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support this channel even further, feel free to check out my Patreon and PayPal me. Thank you, and good luck.